Hello everyone, welcome back to BOAC Aviation and a beautiful day to you. Today we're doing mass unboxing 21 of 18 beautiful die-cast model airplanes. Super excited to get into it. All these models came from the Chicagoland Collectibles show hosted on May 11, 2024 of this year. I actually just came back from the show. This is the day after, so this is Sunday, May 12th. I'm filming this on, so I'm pretty excited to get into the this massive unboxing. Sadly, because this unboxing will be not like regular unboxings. These models will be already unboxed and just be showing which models are they and what I think of them, and just pretty much just showing them and showing what I got from the Chicagoland Collectibles show. I really do not want to make these videos way too long. Even when showing them, they get just absurdly long, and I don't want to bore each and every one of you out, but I'll get into small detail about each and every one of them. So without further ado, we'll start off with I'm gonna kind of go by order on what I purchased first. So first I purchased 5 model airplanes from the Grayland station, the table that he had there. They're all 1200s. So the first one will be the in-flight 1200 Braniff 747 SP, and of course the orange livery. All 5 of these models, as you can see, this model is broken. As you can see, all 5 of them have some issue by Grayland station, so I was able to get a deal on all 5 of them, so I was pretty happy. But it's just gonna be a lot of fixing, and I don't know if it'll be able to go back to normal. But as you can see, I just need to re-glue back on the landing gear. But other than that, as you can see, this is a very beautiful aircraft. So let's get into the review of the box first. This is of course a classic in-flight 200 box. Just classic SP, American flag. A very nice box, very nice and colorful, like the Braniff side. As you can see, just nice and orange. Back is pretty boring, not that much detail to get into. Side just like the other side. So as you can see, it's very nice. Side here, as you can see, we have the beautiful 747 SP with the doors. As you can see, Braniff titles up there with, of course, I like the little, little beacon it looks like over there on the top. That's very nice detail here. The beautiful engines. I believe these are Pratt & Whitney, if I remember, or I don't know if they chose, I'm pretty sure they're the Pratt & Whitney, but they could also just be the General Electric one. Here's the beautiful wing of the 747 with, of course, the little thing. I forgot this is called at the end of the wing. It's kind of where usually the wingtip is, just where the wingtip is. Here's a Boeing 747 SP with, of course, the registration of November 603 Bravo November. Here's a nice back view of the beautiful 747 SP, as you can see. And here's a nice right side view of the aircraft, of course, the Braniff titles, and of course the 2 cargo doors. As you can see, it's a very beautiful model, and here's the front view of it with the engines, beautifully done by in-flight 200. And if you go under the undercarriage, as you can see, is the beautiful belly of the Braniff, of the Braniff brand, with, of course, the in-flight 200 with the little details of the 747, and actually perfectly done by in-flight 200, and I don't really see anything wrong about this model. Very beautiful model, and just really really glad to add this to the collection. So let's put this model on the side and get to the next model that I purchased from Grayland Station, which was the Aviation 200 BOAC cargo 707-320. 300F. So that's very nice. As you can see, here's a nice view of the beautiful 707 itself. Only thing is, like, as you can see here with the horizontal stabilizers, the horizontal stabilizer did come out, so that's kind of disappointing. But it was broken, so not really complaining about it. Again, they gave me a great price for it since it was broken. But we'll start off the review with the box of the aircraft, which is a classic Aviation 200 box with BOAC. As you can see, which aircraft would be in it. It would be cargo or non-cargo aircraft. Maybe it just didn't say BOAC cargo. Yeah, it's still I don't know if this is still a 707 freighter. I do not know that if it's passenger or not, but that's kind of cool. Here's the size of the box. Pretty boring, classic Aviation 200 box. Nothing really to get into detail about. I guess they made a dual one again with South African, and just again showing which aircraft is in here. So now here I'll get into the bit of a review of the beautiful BOAC cargo 707. Let's just put that, and we'll keep it out for now. We got the classic nose of the 707 with the front door with the cargo door, as you can see, with just very nice detail from even the landing gear. The engines are the beautiful, I'm pretty sure it was the Rolls-Royce engines on this aircraft, with the beautiful wing of the 707 with the BOAC cargo titles, with the little details that they put on, very nice. Here's at the back of the aircraft with the registration of Golf Alpha Sierra Zulu Golf, very nice, with of course the BOAC logo on the tail. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by Aviation 200, and of course a nice right view where the cargo doors are, very nicely done, and of course a nice front view where you see the beautiful 707, very nice. And of course here's the belly of the aircraft. We have the beautiful just classic 707 belly, and it was actually it's nicely done by Aviation 200, and definitely a very nice addition to add to the collection. So next aircraft that we have, excuse me, I just want to put these away just carefully. The next one is the Jet 200 Northwest Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-80. This is one aircraft that I thought I would never get. The last aircraft I thought I would get, I need to still put the stand together, but this stand is actually very nicely, it's a very nice Jet stand, so I would actually use it, but personally I didn't put the the screw in, so it was I'm not able to put on the stand for now. But just I'm just really happy to get this model. The defect on this aircraft is the horizontal stabilizers. As you can see, they come out. I'll need to re-glue those, and a little bit paint chips around the area, so that's the only defect. But other than that, I just am really glad to have an MD-80 in the collection. Here's the course, and put the stand a bit. Okay, here we have the classic McDonnell Douglas MD-80 with, of course, just the classic Jets box. Not really to get into great detail, just classic Jets box. This was a 2019 release. Wow, I was expecting it to be like a 2015 release, but 2019 is pretty. Well, 2019 was 5 years ago, so that's pretty incredible. This is a 5-year-old model. But without further ado, let's just get into a little detail about this aircraft. Here's a beautiful DC-9 nose with, of course, the Northwest titles, with the boarding door with American flag, with landing gear, overwing exits, of course, with a nice wing of the MD-80 with the registration of November 314 Romeo Charlie, with, of course, the engines, the beautiful Pratt & Whitney engines of the MD-80 with the Northwest with the horizontal stabilizers, as you can see. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by Jets. And of course, a nice right view of the aircraft with, of course, the cargo doors with 3 of them, of course. And as you see the landing gear, very nicely done by Jets. Nice front view of the aircraft itself with the beautiful, as you can see, it's not perfect, the horizontal stabilizers, but I mean, what do you want to say? I got it again for a great deal. Here's a nice bottom view of the belly view of the aircraft with actually a lot of detail for Jets, and definitely I am truly impressed by Jets, and I think they did a fantastic job with this model, and I could with the stand. I could definitely recommend this model to anyone. The stand is actually very nicely done by Jets. The model is in actually very good mold, and I could recommend this to any collector out there. So the next model I have is, I just need to get it from a little bit further away from me. So the next model is the Jets 1/200 scale United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9, first delivery on the MAX 9. Very excited to get the MAX 9. The 737 MAX 9 has really grown on me, especially this United livery. So I was very happy to get it. Of course, as you can see, the landing gear is snapped off. I will have to re-glue it, but really I ain't complaining, because just the beauty of this aircraft is incredible, and it's actually very heavy. I'm surprised. It's very heavy, and it's just such a beautiful model, and I just so happy to have this collection. But it of course comes with the classic Jet stand, the one that's the worst quality, but what can you do? So without further ado, we'll get into the some details. Here we have the Jet 20th anniversary sticker. So this was made in 2018 with the beautiful United Airlines with the Boeing 737 MAX. Just again a classic Jets box that's not really It's a classic gym I just bought, so nothing to really get into. $70 was how much it was back in 2018. So it really shows you a strike contrast between then and now. I think now this model, I mean the Max 9s are at least like $80 to $85 now. So that's pretty it's interesting to see how much prices have increased since 2019. So without further ado, again to the reveal, we of course have the classic nose of the 737 MAX with the front landing gear with Star Alliance. The front landing gear gone with the United Airlines styles with beautiful LEAP engines of the 737 MAX with the classic wing of the 737 MAX 9 with the beautiful winglets that I always adored. Here we have the beautiful, the infamous door plug on the 737 MAX 9 with, of course, the registration is November 67501 with, of course, the American flag with the last door with the beautiful horizontal stabilizers and, of course, the tail of the aircraft. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see. Very nicely done by Jets, nothing really to complain about. And here's a right view of the aircraft, as you can see, with the beautiful cargo doors. Just an absolutely beautiful looking model. And just here's in the front view, as you can see, with the beautiful LEAP engines. Just, it's incredible. Very beautiful model done by Jets. And of course the Jets logo with, of course, the belly of the aircraft, which is not that much detail, but it's pretty much like that in real life, so nothing really to complain about. But overall, this is a beautiful model and very excited to get it in this during this show because I just love the United 737 MAX. It's one of my most favorite aircraft to see in real life. So the final model that I got from Grayland Station, this one's actually very interesting. So here we have an in-flight 200 Eastern Airlines Boeing 727-200. Now, as you can see, it's the Jets one for the box, but so after buying those 5 1-200 models, I decided to go for something smaller. I decided to go for this Dragon Wings 1-400 Pan Am 727-200 final livery, and this is the 727 Advanced with wingless. So I am so happy to get this model. It's a very unique model. I only paid 20 bucks for it, so it's around the price ranges for what a Dragon Wings model sells for, so I'm not really complaining. It's just a cool aircraft, and I'm just happy to add it to the collection. Again, it's just it's smaller than what I literally bought 10 seconds before buying this one, so that was kind of funny. But well, let's just get into a review of it. So we of course have a classic Dragon Wings box, of course a picture of the real life aircraft with a nice view of the size. It's just classic, you know, this box, as you can see very nicely. And of course the back is just like the front. So the model itself is very nicely done by Dragon Wings. It's not the most detailed. I mean, the livery wasn't like superbly doesn't have that much detail. Just this is, especially for a model of this age, is very nice. It's very nice. So here of course I have the 727 nose with the landing gear and the front door with the Pan Am title, with the beautiful wing with of course the winglet that does have the Pan Am logo, so that's very cool. And of course the back landing gear with the beautiful Pratt & Whitney engines with the Pan Am title with the T-tail with of course American flag and the registration of November, let's see, 365 Papa Alpha. So that's very nice. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done. And of course a nice right view of the aircraft with the cargo doors itself, and a front view of the aircraft showing the engines and the T-tail. T-tail seems to be a little bit off, but what can you say, it's plastic. And here's a nice excuse me, a nice belly view of the aircraft with of course the stand hold and of course the landing gear themselves. So overall, this is actually a very nice model. Definitely going to be a nice acquisition for the collection, especially since Pan Am it's more of a rare airline to find in the model collecting world. So I'm very happy to add this to the collection, and definitely going to be a very nice asset for the near future. Here we have the next 4 models. This is the one after I got the Pan Am. These next 4 models were actually purchased from Aviation. I'm very glad that he sold me these models, and these do have a story around them. So I'm really glad for these models, but let's just get into the story first. So the first 2 models, as you can see, the Southwest and the Spirit. These 2 models, when I saw them that he had them at his table, he was with the table with, AS Aviation. So he was selling a bunch of his models. And when I saw these 2 aircraft, I knew I had to have them. So he literally put them out, and I just went scoop, and I got these 2 beautiful models. This is the Southwest and his Spirit A320 by Aero Classics. And then in the back, I actually traded for those models. I had a 1-200 Phoenix house livery A340-600. I traded for that Gemini Jets 737-700 and Spirit A319. All these models are going to be workhorses for the collection, and I'm very glad that I ended up getting these models from him, and I'm very glad that he was able to do. He was able to come so I could get these models. So without further ado, let's get into the review of these models. So let's just put these back in the side. So let's start with this NG Southwest 737-700. I think this is Panda, excuse me. So this is the classic Panda box, as you can see, very nicely done by Panda. It's just very colorful, not like a Gemini Jets one, so that's very nice. I don't know, I'm pretty sure this is a Panda, but Panda, I think this was the RM Model Store exclusive, if I remember, so that's very nice. So here's of course the classic Southwest 737-700. This is actually a broken model, as you can see. Let's see, sorry if the camera's not, there we go. It has a paint chip here in the front and the no landing gear, but I'm still can use in my airport updates. Here we have a front door with the Southwest titles with the beautiful engines of the aircraft, with of course the landing gear and the nice winglets of the aircraft. With here the back with the registration of November 7855 Alpha, doors on stabilizers, and the tail with the American flag. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by Panda. And of course the nice right view of the aircraft with the cargo doors. Here's a nice front view of the aircraft. As you can see the paint chips better, but really I'm not complaining for the aircraft because it's still gonna be an asset. And a nice belly view of the aircraft showing the heart, and there's a stand hold with of course the landing gear of the aircraft. So overall, very nice model by Panda Models. The next aircraft I got was his Aero Classic Spirit Airbus A320, without the sharklets, with the Spirit.com engines. It's of course a classic Aero Classics box, so nothing to really get into, but it's very nice. Here's a nice view of the aircraft itself with, of course, the front landing gear, nose of the aircraft. There we go. Front landing gear, nose of the aircraft. As you can see with the Spirit titles across the fuselage with the Spirit.com engines, with the landing gear, with the little the winglet of the fence tip of the winglet for the A320, with the back door with the registration of November 608 November Kilo, with the Spirit tail with, of course, horizontal stabilizers. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft. As you can see, very nicely done by Aero Classics, and a nice right view with, of course, the cargo doors themselves, and a nice front view of the aircraft. As you can see, belly view is very nice. As you can see, stand hold is included, and these landing gear do roll, so that's a very nice thing coming from Aero Classics. Very nice model. Let's get to these other two aircraft. So, there we go. Let's get these two inside. So let's go with the first one. It's the Spirit A319 with the home of the Bearfare engines by GMI Jets. So this is a classic GMI Jets Spirit box. Of course, it's just being white like the Southwest one. If you open up the box, you of course have the GMI Jets classic cradle with, of course, the information about the aircraft if you want to stop the video to read about it. Classic GMI Jet size, nothing really to get into, and the back it shows it's the and that shows you the back, and of course the GMI Jets 2015 release, so very old release, so 10 years almost. So that's impressive. So here's a nice view of the aircraft. Here's a nice the Spirit tires, of course, with the front landing gear, and these do not roll. That's one thing I would just want to say. This is the home of the Bearfare engines, very nice, with the beautiful landing gear of the aircraft, with the fence tape, with the back view, with, of course, the registration of November 534 November Kilo, very nice, with, of course, the Spirit tail with the horizontal stabilizers. Nice back view of the aircraft of the beautiful A319, with a nice right view showing, of course, the cargo doors. A nice front view of the aircraft showing the beautiful A319. Here we have on the back is, of course, the GMI Jets titles with the stand hold. As you can see, very nicely done by GMI Jets, and nothing really to complain about. An absolutely beautiful mold done by GMI Jets, and definitely going to be a very valuable asset for years to come. Next aircraft is going to be the United 737-700 with split scimitars in a new livery. This is, of course, a very nice model, but of course, this is the GMI Jets box, classic one. Not really going to get into a review of it. Here you open the box to cradle, information about the aircraft that if you want to read about it, but that's pretty much just sums it up. Here is a nice view of the 737-700 with, of course, the beautiful nose of the 737-700 with, of course, the front door with the United Airlines tiles with the beautiful engines, the landing gear, and, of course, the beautiful wing and split scimitars of the aircraft with the registration of November, 21723 with, of course, the American flag, back door, and a beautiful tail of the 737-700 with, of course, horizontal stabilizers. Here's a nice back view of the back, as you can see, very nicely done, and of course, nice right view of the aircraft with the cargo doors. Absolutely beautiful. One of my most favorite models is the 737-700 in the United livery. Actually, one of my most favorite airplanes to see at airports is just this aircraft and this livery. Here's a nice front view of the aircraft. As you can see, it's very nicely done by GMI Jets. No fault. Classic faults. Here's a nice GMI Jets with, of course, with the stand hold, and, of course, the back landing gear. So overall, very nice model, and happy to add them to the collection. These are definitely going to become very valuable assets to the years to come, especially the Spirits. The Southwest. I gotta say, the Southwest may be very useful, but I've been needing Spirit aircraft. These are my first Spirit normal livery aircraft, so I only had a Spirit A319 in the old black livery, so I'm very happy to add these to the collection. So without further ado, let's get to the next models that I bought. The next two models I bought were both the new GMI Jets releases. The first one is the United A321neo, and the second is, of course, the long-awaited Delta Connection Embraer E175. Both are going to come really useful for the years to come, especially the Delta for now. Especially for my Sacramento airport updates, I have to use them a lot, so I just got this one to start off my 175 collection. In the future, I might I'll look to get a second or third one, but for now I'm just gonna keep my collection with just one of them. But I was pretty fortunate to get these models. I bought them from actually DG Pilot, so that from Connie. He's a very nice guy. Excuse me, very generous. He's just a very kind guy, and definitely I could recommend his shop. He has very good prices, and he's just very talkative, you know. And he's just a really cool guy to talk to, and I'm really happy to buy some models from him. But especially these models, since I've been looking at these for a while, so I'm really happy to have them. So we'll start off here with, of course, the Delta Connection Embraer E175, just classic 175. I'm not even gonna go into review the box. Let's just hop into it. It's actually it's no damage on this aircraft, no flaws, and that's actually pretty nice. There we go. Here's a nice nose of the 175 with the front, the front gear and the front door with the Delta Connection ties with the beautiful engines of the 175. It's kind of it's a smaller, I gotta say, the 175, this aircraft has a very small engine. I don't know if it's much smaller than my 170. I'm about to get my 175, my other 175 in my collection, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Here's a nice landing gear of the aircraft, with the wing of the aircraft with the beautiful the new winglets of the 175 is very nice. Here we have the registration of November 274 Sierra Yankee with, of course, the horizontal stabilizers and the tail of the aircraft. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done, and a nice right side of the aircraft with, of course, the cargo doors themselves. Here's a nice front view of the aircraft. As you can see, this aircraft has zero it has perfect wing flex comparable to the old 175 mold, so that's very nice to see. Here's a nice belly view of the aircraft, actually very detailed by Gemini Jets, and of course with the Gemini Jets logo, stand hold, and of course the landing gear that does roll. That's very nice. Only thing I gotta say, I feel like the engines are a bit small. I don't know if it's me or not, but they just seem a bit smaller than they should be in real life. I know they are. I've flown the 175 a lot, but I gotta say, I'm about to get another 175 for comparison. Just give me a second. I gotta say, I don't know if it's me, but I feel like, I think they're about the same size. Yeah, I feel like it's gotten a bit, I don't know if it's smaller or not. Let me see, cross-referencing them. I mean, they look about the same size. I'm probably just not used to seeing the 175s for Delta, because yeah, they're around the same size. I cannot really think clearly right now, but it's a very good mold, and I'm very happy to have this collection. I know, I feel like it's a bit small, but I could also just be not thinking right now. So that's kind of an interesting detail, but overall, definitely a step above from the older molds on the E175s. The second one is the United A321neo. I'm gonna need this, especially in the future, since this is gonna be a major part of United's fleet for the next 10-15 years. It's gonna be definitely, I hope it comes to Atlanta, but we'll see. Definitely gonna probably come to, I hope it comes to Sacramento, so I could use it for an airport update. But other than that, I'm really excited to get into this. So here we'll start off with the United titles with, of course, the beautiful front landing gear. The only flaw is, as you can see, the landing gear is shifting back and forth. I can't take it out at the same time. I don't want to break it, so for now it's just gonna be like that. So that's kind of a disappointment, but that's just classic Gemini Jets. Here's a beautiful A321neo's engines. As you can see, they're a bit slanted, I gotta say, from mine. If you can see that, it's a little bit slanted down, like from up to down, so that's kind of annoying. I mean, the engine themselves, how they're made, but I don't know how realistic that is. I don't think it's very realistic from them, but I guess that's what you want from Gemini Jets. Here's a nice shark leather aircraft with the back view of the back of the aircraft with the Wi-Fi box with the registration of November 445 Oscar. Is that India? No, I is India, right? Yeah. Here's a horizontal stabilizers with the, of course, tail of the A321neo. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft that you can see, very nicely done by Gemini Jets. And a nice right side view of the aircraft, very nice. And nice front view of the aircraft itself, as you can see. and of course the belly of the aircraft, the stand hold, and of course the Gemini Jets logo. As you can see, I got the A321neo. I could have went for the NG one of the A321neo, but I decided to go for the Gemini Jets one since I did want to get I just wanted to add it to my collection, and since I'm going to be leaving the country very soon, I wanted to get one just before they get out of stock, because I don't want to order planes while I'm in Europe. So that's just one thing I just wanted to add. But overall, both these models are very nice and definitely going to be massive assets for the near future. So for the ado, let's get into the next models I purchased at the convention. These next two planes are what I consider my most impulse purchase at this convention. They're both NG models. The first one is the 1200 Nav Canada CRJ-200, and the second one is the 1400 ATA L1011 TriStar in the second to last livery for the airline. These were both just not normal aircraft that should be in my collection. I understand maybe the ATA, since I would like to have a larger collection, but not the Nav Canada. But I couldn't say no to these airplanes. In total, I paid for both these models an astonishing $60, so $30 a piece, which was it was a deal I could not pass upon. So I had to get these models. So just it was an impulse purchase. I don't know how I think about it now, but I'm just happy that I got them in the end. So we'll start off with the first one. This is of course the Nav Canada CRJ-200. It's a classic NG models box, of course, very nicely done by them. It's just a classic box, not really going to get into detail. It's very nicely done by NG models. Actually, weird detail. When I got this aircraft from the guy that was selling it, it still had the NG models redeem redeem points card in it, and it was still didn't even get scratched off. So I just gained 15 points for free. So that was kind of interesting. So that's very nice from the seller himself for keeping that card in. Maybe I don't know why he never took it out or never used it, but you know, who knows. But here we have the beautiful CRJ-200 with the beautiful nose of the aircraft, with the door, with the beautiful Nav Canada. As you can see, it's very interesting livery. Here's a nice wing of the aircraft with the beautiful winglets of the CRJ-200 with the landing gear, as you can see. Here we have the registration, and next to the cargo door is the beautiful Charlie Golf Foxtrot India Oscar with a beautiful CRJ-200 that says flight inspection and vol. So very interesting. Nice tail of the aircraft, a little bit high here, but I think that's normal for this. It's alright for NG. It's just annoying, but it's not that big of a detail, with the horizontal stabilizers and of course the nice detail of the aircraft. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by NG. Nice right view of the aircraft with, of course, just a classic right view of the CRJ-200, and a nice front view of the beautiful CRJ-200, as you can see. And of course, here's the bottom with, of course, the stand hold that comes with every 1 and 200 for NG model. As you can see, it's a very nice model. Definitely not something I would buy normally, so I would only buy this because it's you see, it was a pretty good price, so I'm pretty happy with it. I gotta say, the blue is not matching up to the box, so I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if this is the wrong box. Let me check the registry. No, it is the correct registration. I just know why the color is off, so that's very interesting. On the camera, it doesn't show that well, but it's pretty off to me. It's more of a green blue, darker blue than a lighter blue, but it's on the box, so that's really interesting. Or I don't know, the camera does kind of look the same. No, actually no. So it's very weird, but I'm not really complaining. That's how it was made. Here's of course the classic Gemini NG box, very colorful and very beautiful box from NG. Definitely this is one of my most favorite boxes that I've gotten in my collection. Just classic again, NG box. So here we have of course the beautiful L1011, a nose with of course the ATA tiles with the front doors as the aircraft, with of course the front landing gear, the beautiful Rolls-Royce RB211 engines with of course beautiful wing and landing gear of the aircraft. Here we have the registration of November 161 Alpha Tango with of course the beautiful ATA tail with the beautiful livery and the palm tree with the S-duct system for the engine with the horizontal stabilizers. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by NG Models. And nice right view of the aircraft with the cargo doors. ATA is a very nice livery, really enjoying it right now. And of course, here's a nice front view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done. Here's a nice belly view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by by NG Models, and definitely very nice model, and I'm happy to add this collection. So very nice to impulse purchase pretty much, so very nicely done. So without further ado, let's get to the next few models that I purchased at the convention. These next two are very different from each other. The first one is the Gemini Jets 1-400 Janet 737-200, and next to him is the Aero Classics North Central DC-9. So very unique airplanes that I usually don't add to my collection, but they were a pretty good price. I ended up getting $50 for the pair, so definitely not gonna let that opportunity pass upon me. So very happy to add them to the collection. So excuse me, a bit tired, but I'm just happy to add them to the collection, and they're definitely going to be some pretty useful assets for the near future. I mean, for more vintage airport updates. Here are the classic 737, very nice box for Janet. Here we have a very nice, the box is very different than normal. And of course, information about the 737-200. Very interesting, shows even the aircraft itself. So this is a 253, so it's very interesting about this 737-200. As you can see, the box is actually very nicely done by Gemini Jets. I wish they made every box like this, but you know, it's just not that interesting. Very interesting box again, just very beautiful. Of course, this aircraft flies to Area 51. I don't know if they're still in service or they replaced it with the 737-600, but just very nice done by Gemini Jets. Here's a beautiful 737-200 aircraft with, of course, the nose of the aircraft with the L1 boarding door with, of course, the landing gear of the aircraft with beautiful Pratt & Whitney engines with the wing of the aircraft, the very nice red dash across the aircraft with the registration of November 5294 Mike with, of course, horizontal stabilizers and the tail of the aircraft. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, and a nice right view of the aircraft with the cargo doors. Here's a nice front view of the aircraft with, of course, the Gemini Jets tunnels and the stand hold with the aircraft itself. Not very detailed model, but this is a 2006 model, so what are you expecting? This is just a very nice model for the time, and definitely was back then was a very useful asset for people living in the Las Vegas area. Next model is the Aero Classics, just classic Aero Classics box. Not really going to get into it. That's an Eastern DC-9. That's kind of funny, but other than that, it does show the DC-9 32. Well, I'm a bit tired. Excuse me. I tried to get most sleep last night, but as you can see, this is a beautiful North Central livery DC-9 with, of course, the cockpit with the cockpit nose with the L1 border with the North Central titles with, of course, the overwing exits with the beautiful wing of the DC-9 with, of course, the beautiful Pratt & Whitney engines with the registration here in the back. It's actually very far in the back. The registration of November 943 November, very nice with, of course, the beautiful, I think this was the Goose, I remember, with the horizontal stabilizers, very nice. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see. I'm enjoying that. Nice right side view of the aircraft, and of course the front view of the aircraft, very nicely done. Okay, here we have, of course, the belly of the aircraft with the stand hold, and very shiny aircraft, and that's actually very nicely done by Air Classics, and definitely a nice acquisition to the collection, especially both of them. Very nice. I will see how much I'll use these aircraft actually in the collections. Janet is probably gonna be nice for 90s and early 2000s airport updates for Las Vegas, but I'll see how I'll use the North Central one, since I'm not that I don't have that much knowledge about North Central's network. So without further ado, let's get to the last two planes for this massive unboxing. And the last two planes that are going to be in this massive unboxing 21 video, and the final planes that I purchased from the show. Actually, I bought this BA 747 before I bought the North Central and the Janet, and I bought this aircraft after I bought those two airplanes. So this was actually the last airplane I bought at the convention. This aircraft literally made me have no more space in my luggages, and I had to carry it. I had to carry two other models outside of my backpack and my luggage because of this model. So that's kind of funny. But I was pretty happy with these. Both of these are in insane prices. I'll get into that, but let's just get into the review while I talk about it. So the first one is the British Airways. Excuse me, I've been yawning a lot. Is the British Airways 747 400, and of course the okay, this seems to be that's plastic. I did not know that. That's a very nice detail. I didn't know that. But this is, of course, the Poland livery for the 747-400 and, of course, the Project Utopia. I paid for this model $10, so pretty good price. The problem is that when the engines came off, I can really just glue it back in. So it's a pretty easy fix. It's just a very nice aircraft. We'll get into the review of the box. As you can see, here's a nice beautiful Poland. As you can see, very nice old GMI Jets box. If you open up and you see there's some information on the Boeing 747. If you like this topic, you can read the info. And of course, the classic box of the old GMI Jets boxes. Very nicely done by GMI Jets. This was a 2000 release, so just when the millennial came. And let's just get into a review of the aircraft itself. So here we have the classic BA 747. Not really. We all know it's pretty regular, just the BOA British Airways with the titles, with of course the front gear, with the back gear, with the engines, the beautiful Rolls-Royce engines. Engines seem to be kind of easy to take off, but I'm not gonna take them off, of course. Here we have the back with the registration of Golf Bravo November Lima. T is Tango. Excuse me, my mind's kind of slow for now, sorry. Here's a nice tail of the aircraft with the beautiful Poland livery, pretty much, so very nice. It was representing Poland. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done. And here's the right side of the view with, of course, the cargo doors themselves, of course, very nicely done by GMI Jets. And here's a nice front view of the aircraft showing the beautiful 747. Here's a nice belly view of the aircraft with the GMI Jets titles, and of course the standhold itself with, of course, the aircraft with the wings itself. So overall, very nice model, and definitely a very nice acquisition for the collection. I will be using it in the near future because I love the 747, and I want to get more Project Utopia liveries because I'll kind of make like an vintage London Heathrow airport update, so that'll be very fun. Okay, so the other model was, of course, the CRJ-200, US Airways Airbus A319, and of course the PSA Retro livery. Very happy to get this model. It was only ended up being $40, so an incredible price. Super happy to get it to the collection, and just always happy to add more 1-200s in the collection, since I have a nice collection, but I can of course get more. My goodness, excuse me for it. I'm just very tired, okay? I don't know why. I kind of tired myself out yesterday at the convention. But it's a classic GMI Jets box, as you can see, very nicely done by GMI Jets. I think this is an older style 1-200 box. I'm pretty sure. Let me see what release. Yeah, 2007. So this aircraft was actually flying in real life then. It was still not, yeah, it was before the recession. So yeah, it was before everything. So we'll get into a review of it. We have the classic A319 with, of course, the smile of the PSA aircraft, with, of course, the front where the pilots are, with the L1 boarding door, with the US Airways towers, with, of course, the overwing exit with the wing, with the beautiful winglet with the US Airways, with the front landing gear, and of course the engines themselves. I believe these were the GE engines. Remember, here we have the back with the registration with the American flag, November 742 Papa Sierra, with, of course, the back door with the PSA logo on the tail with the horizontal stabilizers. Here's a nice back view of the aircraft, as you can see, very nicely done by GMI Jets. And nice back view of the aircraft with, of course, the cargo doors themselves. You can see this is a very nice livery. And of course, the front view with the beautiful engines, and as you can see, the beautiful smile of the Airbus A319. And in the belly, you can see the GMI Jets logo with, of course, the stand hold and the landing gear themselves. So overall, very nice model I bought from this seller. The seller had so many models though. He had at least 100 with them. He actually had very cheap rates. Like he had like PIA 747s for $15 a piece, like 1/400 scales. Like he had great prices. I think like anything was like half off or really good prices. I wish I could buy more for him, but I just didn't have the space, because by the time I bought, even this model couldn't fit. I mean, I had to put this guy in my luggage, and then I had to take out 2 of the 1/200s I had because nothing else would fit. It was just complicated, and I just couldn't fit that much in it. So that's why I wish I could have bought more, but I just did not have the space. So that pretty much shows you all the models about the convention. So let's do an outro for sure, and then we'll end off this video. So let's go. So that finishes off massive unboxing 21 of these 18 beautiful model airplanes. I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, the entire haul from the collection show. It's a pretty large haul, and I was not expecting to get so many 1/200 models, but you know, whenever you go to one of these shows, you never know what to expect, and I'm just pretty happy because a lot of these models are going to be very useful for the collection for the years coming, and I'm definitely going to be joining them for I hope decades, of course, but who knows. So without further ado, that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, go check out my other content on the channel. Thank each and every one of you for watching this video. May God bless you. Now you know what time it is. Let's roll the outro. Let's go.